What's going on, guys? Saiyan Motion here, back with another What If on the channel, and in this video I'm continuing the theory of if Goku was born with God Ki. This started after Goku's training with Kami when he was able to access God form. From there, he easily destroyed any and everyone he faced. In the last part, we saw the much better version of Battle of Gods, with Goku and Beerus' fight being much more climactic, with him using much more transformation and Beerus using a lot more of his power. But this is of course what if speaking, because it would be totally ruined if the God form was already known in the original series. But afterwards, we saw Sorbet revive not only Frieza, but King Cold with him. They both had trained and both had access to Golden Form. And same with Goku and Vegeta, who were training with Whis. Of course, they weren't learning in Golden Form, but both were able to learn their specific transformation, with Vegeta accessing Blue Evolution and Goku tapping into Ultra Instinct Omen. But the army, Frieza's army, is marching, well, actually flying. No, shipping to the Earth? That sounds kind of weird. And that's where we left off. But before we get into this part, let's hit a like goal of 25 likes on this video. And when we do, I'll continue with another part. Also, if you hit the like button, it helps the channel out. And I click on it every video to see if I can ever get the other color that people keep talking about. Let me know in the comments if you have. But let's get right into it. At the end of the last part, Frieza and King Cold's army was in Earth's atmosphere, and all the ships were charging towards Earth. As they do arrive, everybody else senses the giant evil Ki appear. Now remember, nobody except Goku and Vegeta have ever actually sensed Frieza, or King Cold for that matter. So nobody has any idea who these people are, besides actually knowing that they're extremely powerful and dangerous. Everybody realizes that they are going to need to fight for the Earth. So Earth's forces gather, and this includes Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Piccolo, Tien, Master Roshi, Yamcha, and Krillin. I'll explain why the extra characters are here in just a minute. Now, everybody here has God Ki, so they all get ready to fight. They get everybody except Chaozu, who still is a bit weak and doesn't really have much access to God Ki. Now, all the humans is a big part, because they all have God Ki as well. This does not exclude Roshi, as he was around them a lot. Even though his understanding of it is far less than the others, he's the best martial artist, if not one of the best, at least in strategy, so he could figure something out. As the ship then lands, the Z Fighters meet Frieza's army. At this point in the story, both Goten and Trunks have access to Super Saiyan Blue. Remember, they were also born with God Ki, since Vegeta and Goku are their fathers, and they both also had God Ki. So, yeah, that's that. And Frieza then comes down, and he knows these are Earth's forces, but he's looking for the two Saiyan monkeys. He sees Goten and thinks maybe one of those idiots became tiny, or maybe both after he looks at Trunks. But then he thinks maybe those are just offsprings. He doesn't really care, and he targets them anyways, but they both are easily able to dodge. Frieza's army then prepares to march towards the Earth as Frieza gives the word, and they end up doing so. Krillin isn't scared one bit, because they can all pretty much one-tap all of them. Goten and Trunks also being there helps a lot, and this army doesn't do so good, and the group are nearly as tired out as well. With Goten and Trunks there, though, they are both putting up a great fight, helping the fighters take out everybody pretty much instantaneously. Afterwards, though, King Cold ends up coming out of the ship, seeing all the failure with his men. While the others try and make out why he has similar Ki to Frieza, King Cold would put up his palm and destroy everything around, killing all the army members, much like how Frieza did in the original series. Now, afterwards, while the Z Fighters take on King Cold, Gohan would take on Frieza. Now remember, this Frieza is far stronger than, and has most likely perfected the Golden Form, having trained with someone who also has the Golden Form. But Gohan is far stronger, having had Super Saiyan Blue under his belt, alongside both Goten and Trunks, who are the key fighters against King Cold, which actually is a good thing, because let's get into the King Cold fight really quick. Although King Cold is much stronger than everybody, individually, he is heavily outnumbered. Everyone would district him as Goten and Trunks land a strong hit. Roshi would also be in his buff form to give him a slight boost in power. Everyone else individually are also much stronger, as they are able to attack King Cold from every angle. Every time he would take one down, two more would attack from behind, and then two more from the front. They would create smoke screen, and the humans would use solar flares trying to get any advantage they can with technique and skill. Eventually, though, King Cold becomes not as stupid and realizes those two brats are the main key and are doing the most damage. He would let them think he has his guard down as they go for the attack. He would then get behind them both, landing a hit to their necks, knocking them both down. King Cold then takes on the other humans and the Namekian, who don't do so good, and now he's beating down on Z fighters. Gohan can't exactly help as he has his hands full with Frieza. Piccolo shouts at him for not to do anything rash and finish off Frieza if he wants to help. Now, while Frieza has mastered the stamina drain, Gohan has actually had Super Saiyan Blue under his belt for over 2 decades, and he's had 2 decades to perfect it. He's had it since he was a baby, and he's probably perfected it 10 times over. Although Frieza and King Cold have both trained and are heavily strong, Gohan is still able to pull through slightly better. But in the moment of hesitation, when he's about to finish Frieza off, Sorbet uses the same thing he does and fires a laser blast right through Gohan's chest. And Gohan kind of curses at himself, knowing that this was all his fault and he let his guard down. But Frieza slowly gets up and knows that this weakness came from his father, one he made against Cell as well. He let Frieza go, and now Frieza's gonna win. But first, he helps his father out by taking everybody to the ground and saying if the precious Son Goku and Prince Vegeta do not show their faces, they will all die one by one. Now, of course, back on Beerus's planet, the group has sensed everything going on. But the sad thing is, they can't do anything. They have no instant transmission. They've sensed Gohan's power going up and down. They've sensed both Frieza and King Cold. And the big problem is they don't have instant transmission. So currently, they're flying through space, trying to get there as fast as they can with Whis' speed. But it's still going to take a while. And they arrive, but it's just too late as Frieza gets impatient, firing a ki blast at Krillin, making him the first one to die. As a ki blast then approaches Krillin, it hits him, as he then falls down to the ground. Gohan's heart drops as he realizes this was all his fault. He should have finished Frieza off when he had the chance. Goku and Vegeta arrive just in time to witness it, and although Vegeta would like to kill Frieza a second time, he lets Goku have this one, and he takes on King Cold. Now, Goku doesn't hold anything back as he powers up into Ultra Instinct, taking on Frieza as much as he can. Although he hasn't nearly perfected it, it's similar to the one he used against Jiren, which allowed this fight to be completely one-sided, with him not giving Frieza a single chance whatsoever. He's told by Gohan to not let Frieza get another chance because that's what he did and it didn't end so well for Krillin, so do not make that mistake. This time, unlike the Moro arc, Goku listens and doesn't get cocky. He lands the finishing blow to Frieza and then fires a ki blast, evaporating him immediately. This ends up killing Frieza just on spot. With Vegeta, he's taking his time with King Cold. He has Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, which is what he's using. Now this is overkill as both Goku and Vegeta are much stronger than in the original and they both only needed to use their blue forms just to beat them. But it doesn't matter as Vegeta decides to go all out too as he finishes King Cold off, as they have won the day with one casualty. This is when Gohan realizes he's made a mistake and he's never going to do that again, while he continues to train now. Here's when he would do that training with Piccolo in the original series. It's much sooner than before the Tournament of Power. So, the Namekian balls are gathered and are used to bring Krillin back. And Earth ones can't bring Krillin back. Remember, the series wasn't affected until after King Piccolo. Poor Krillin can never die again. Otherwise, it's game over for him. But the group continues to train and all have their separate things. I think because of the current events and death, Krillin would follow in Tien's footsteps and create his own dojo. I think for this what if, it would be a cool rivalry. I did want to see something between Krillin and Tien from the very beginning after Goku was able to surpass him. So, this is going to be a good chance for Krillin to build a rival dojo, and he will do so. With some help from Tien and some tips on how to build the dojo, he would end up doing so. Since Tien's dojo is basically on Crane teaching, without the whole murder and no mercy thing of course, Krillin would be focused on Turtle Hermit style. He would go all in, even having turtle shells for all of the new recruits and everything. He himself would get one made out of Kachi. He requested the Supreme Kai to make one for him because, well, I think it would be a cool idea. In Dragon Ball Multiverse, when the humans were Earth's only defense, Krillin was in a similar situation, and I think it's really cool to give him that. But that's enough for Krillin, and at this point, the Tournament of Destroyers is coming up. And well, of course, it does. Champa ends up arriving on Beerus' doorstep and blasts the door off. He then gets ready to, set the stipulations and everything for the tournament, and Beerus completely agrees, having not 1, 2, and not even 3 Super Saiyan Blues, but actually 5. So, that's where we're leaving things for right now. What did you guys think about this part? Did you like it? If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. 25 likes and I'll continue with another part. But what do you think is going to happen in the next one? Are the 5 Saiyans going to be enough against Universe 6? Well, we will find out. And make sure to hit the bell too to be part of the Super Saiyan Force. Comment #Krillin in the comments because I do really want to see some love for Krillin. But for now, I'll see you in the next one.